The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome, everybody. This is Kevin. We're going to get started here in just a few more minutes. Been getting everything together for tonight or today, depending on where you're at in the world. But welcome to the call tonight. We're going to go over an ebook that somebody sent in, that Lynn actually sent in. Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate it. And then I've got some other things I'm going to go through with you guys. So we'll get started here pretty quick. But welcome, welcome. It's a pretty big book, too, that we're going to go through, so that's great. Just give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Got it. Okay, let's see it. Can everybody hear me okay? People still coming in? Oh, yeah. More and more. Great, great. Okay, we'll get started here in just a few more minutes. Happy Tuesday. Just think about it. For most people that work, only 3 days of work this week. That's all you got, because you're pretty much done with the first two. We're going to go through an ebook tonight someone sent in, and then also I have something else we're going to go through. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. Ooh, more and more people coming in. Good, good, good. Just hang on. I do have to say, I think Adil and team are on an extended vacation, probably well-deserved. I only contact Adil now through text messaging, and we do contact each other, but we don't talk as much as we have. I think he's traveling a lot, doing videos and other things, he says. So I'm happy for him. Sometimes when you can get out there, you can get more done by having people help you out, of course. Okay, it's 6:05. We're going to give it a few more minutes, and then we'll get started. And I'm going to pull this ebook over, and I'm going to bring someone in. This looks good. Thanks for sending Hondo. You know, I've spent time in Texas, but I don't know where Hondo is.
60 miles south of San Antonio.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I think I spoke to you before. I've been through San Antonio. Beautiful city. Beautiful, beautiful. I love the river there. It's gorgeous right downtown.
Yeah, I like Riverwalk too.
For any of you people that haven't been to San Antonio, make sure you go see it. It's a beautiful city. Big too, bigger than I thought. And boy, the traffic is pure. You know what, Len? I've driven through there. Oh my. I have to say, I think San Antonio, I mean, Houston, of course, is beyond enormous, but San Antonio, oh my gosh. Crazy, crazy. Every time I go through there, I get stuck.
Not as bad as Vegas.
I don't know. Vegas is Vegas. It's not that big. Not like San Antonio.
Yeah, you're right. It's smaller, but there's a lot more traffic in Vegas because of the tourists.
Oh, really? I usually fly in, so I don't really. I just see the town, I guess.
I lived in Vegas for 2 years.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, you're better off where you're at. That's for sure.
I agree.
Okay, everybody, we're going to get started. We have Lynn in the house tonight, and Lynn has a book here. So we're going to go through it. We're going to critique it. Right off the bat, it looks pretty good. I like the cover, Lynn. Looks great. And what we're going to do is we're going to just scroll through it. We're going to go page by page so everybody can see it. And if you do have any other ebooks people want to send in, send them to my email address. You guys have my email, and if you don't, just ask. But we'll go through your book. And I have to say, my hat's off to anybody that sends their book in. If you want to send your book in and you want to stay anonymous, that's fine. We can do that. But it really does take some courage to send your book in and have someone come in and critique it. And that's really where you want to be, folks. You really do. You really want to kind of push forward and never be afraid of anything that you guys are doing. Because I do want to say, one of the things I really want to say to everybody is we need to really kick it up a notch. All of us do, myself included. And as I said, tonight we're going to get into some different things that I put together and kind of some of the things that I look for when we do these books. So, okay, Lynn, here we go. We're going to go to page 1. So this is Wood Carving for Beginners. It's easier than you think. An overview of the tools you'll need. Very good. I really like the page. I like your font. You did good there. An overview of all the tools you need. You kept the colors flowing. And let's go to the table of contents. Ooh, Lynn, you really, you did a pretty good job of lining it up. For
Not too bad eyeballing it.
Yeah. Have you ever used a grid?
Nope.
Okay, what you want to do is when you go in there, it's easy. Just hit grid, hit dark, and it'll pull up, and then you can take it right off. You can barely see it, Lynn. You did a great job. So no complaints on that. Just use the grid if you can. It'll make it perfect, of course. So we have introduction. We have equipment. Only a few tools needed. Description of the tools, carving knives and chisels. Then we go to sharpening, plates, compounds, and leather. Is that supposed to be strop or strap?
Strap.
So we need an A there instead of an O.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's just one little thing. Carving glove, thumb guards, glue and accelerator, sandpaper, white lead pencil, cottonwood bark, talent, thank you, and back cover. Okay, so let's jump into it in the introduction here. Let me see what you got. Okay, okay, this looks good. I like your bullets here. Now, what you're coming here is what you're saying is when you think of wood carvings, what springs to mind? If you're like most people, it's warm, rich wood tones that are carved into artistic, beautiful creations. Okay, that looks good. You kind of tell people the story right off the bat. Now, what springs to mind when you would like to learn how to carve wood? Now, that's good. Now, I think what I would do here, and just to kind of highlight it a little bit, Lynn, I would put this as a title. I would make this bigger font and pop it out like to a much bigger font and have it in its own box. And instead of saying now, I would put, I would take now out and put what springs into mind when I ask you, would you learn or what? Okay. I think what springs to mind when I ask you, would you like to learn how to carve? Okay, let's rephrase that. So I would say, what springs to mind when someone asks you? Okay, we just have to reword this into the heading here, so you kind of get my drift. I think. What springs to mind, and what would you like to learn on how to carve wood? Something in that, but make that a title. Make that like in red or something, and just bold because you read the first paragraph and then you want something to pop to hook the person.
Got it.
And that's what you want. And then you go back. Most people's eyes instantly grow wide and they start shaking their heads. No, when I ask why, they insist that it's super hard and they have no talent. Okay, I like that. They usually ask the questions as, what tools do I use? What kind of wood do you carve? Do you need talent to try wood carving? Where do you start? Okay, that's all good. Of course, line this up a little bit better. You have wear just a little bit off here, as you can see. And what I would do here is highlight this in different colors. The bullet points right here, Lynn.
Okay.
I would highlight in that in different colors. It's looking pretty good. We want to blow it into people's faces. That's really what you want to do. You got great content. You have just a few little misspellings and a few little typos. That's nothing major. But we just want to pop it. So this is good. Okay, there are so many questions. let's talk about some answers. Okay, let me see. In this ebook, you'll learn how to the answers. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And let me see, I'm going to break it down step by step. Okay, what I would want you to do is this might be another place for some great bullets. In this ebook, you'll learn. Cut off the answers to all the questions and more. Cut that off. Just put in this ebook, you'll learn, and make it big and bold. Make it a little bit bigger font. You don't need to carry on where you'll say you'll learn the answers to all the questions and more. Just say in this ebook, you'll learn. And then you're going to put underneath it, I'm going to break it down step by step, easy to understand overview. That's really good. I would just say in this ebook, you'll learn, take out the answers and questions and more. You don't need that. That's kind of like a run-on, but it's really good. It truly is. You just pull that out. Shorter is better at times. I'm going to break it down step by step. I like that. I like all that you did. Don't worry, you can do this. And you kept your colors really nice, so that's cool. I would make this bigger. I would make that 3 to 4 times bigger. Don't worry, you can do this. Yeah, okay? So far, so good, though. Really good. Okay. It's kind of interesting, you guys. It really is. I don't know much about wood carving, and I've done just about everything, but okay, I'm going to be carving cottonwood bark fairy house. Okay, you've chosen blah, 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 blah. I've chosen the bark wood because it's very easy to cut. Bark carving, unlike other forms. This looks good. Okay, that's why we will starting out with this project. Maybe what you can do, I like the page you used here. I'm going to start carving wood bark. Okay, I like the picture you put in here. Where'd you get the picture from? Just online?
I took it off my website.
Good for you. Okay, I like that. Okay, then down here you explain what you need. Everything's lined up really good. Okay, you got compound, you've got knives, you've got a dogleg bench chisel, Kevlar carving stone, thumb guard. You know what you might want to do, Lynn? Is take another picture of most of the stuff that you have. This is the cottonwood, right? The picture right here.
Yes, correct.
You might want to put a picture with all the tools together and just snap it with your phone or whatever. And you could even put a mini picture somewhere in here, or move this all up and then put a little picture in of all the stuff put together. It'd be kind of interesting. That's just, I think you need that because you're talking about the tools and you show the bark, but you have none of the tools. So I think that'd catch my eye. Okay, description of tools, carving knives and chisels. Oh, this is good, Lynn. I like what you did here. Okay, I use 2 basic knives and 1 mini chisel. Okay, Lynn, once again, what I would do here is right here, put the font a little larger here. Make it bigger than your paragraph below. You want this to be more of a heading, like a title. So grow that font, and that would be great. Just grow that font up so it's more of a headline, so to speak. Okay, you got a flex cut roughening knife. Okay, this all looks good. This knife, okay, that's good. I like your picture. Did you have any issues putting the pictures in?
No.
Okay, good. Good. Did you crop the pictures or just put them in?
I cropped them. I took the backgrounds out of them because they were blurry.
What did you use to take the background out?
I used Design Beast.
Never heard of that. You did really good because I noticed you use the tool that takes, you just roll around it and it takes all the background out, right?
Yep.
Good. I use Photoshop, so I've never heard of Design Beast, but my hat's off to you. Good job. Okay, then right here, okay, 1 mini chisel. Flex cut is a detail knife right down below. You can see what it is. Okay, then you have a dogleg bench chisel. These are the chisels down here, of course. This tool's, okay, it gets into tight, small spaces. And I like the font you used. You used kind of a square font. Did you change the font, right? Or was it on the template?
Yeah, I changed the font.
You did good. Did really good. Okay, we're going to go ahead.
That's Goblin 1 font.
I like that. And you made it large enough so people can read it like me. Good job. Okay. Then you need sharpening plates. You need encrusted sharpening plates. So this is to sharpen your tools with.
Correct.
Also called honing plates. Okay. Let's see what you have. Sharpening plates. You know what I would do here? I would put this, also called honing plates, directly below sharpening plates in its own. Make this, you can keep this, but just put this below it and make the font just a little larger, but not larger than this.
Okay.
Sharpening
Good idea.
plate, yeah, also called honing plates, right below it. And then just run on here. You need 2 diamond plates to sharpen your knives. So take that other thing out. Okay, I use a 600 grit, 1200 grit plate. Here I show one plate that has 2 different grits. One side, oh, that's cool. So one side's a 600 and one's a 1200 grit. I can see kind of the difference on it. That helps. That's very nice. Okay, so you got this. I'm just trying to see what, it all looks good. You know what I would do? Is this bolded already?
Nope.
Okay, this is what I would do on some of these pages. I would put, you need 2 diamond encrusting shipping plates. Bold this right there.
Okay.
The first little bit down here. These sharpening plates make it easy. Bold that. Because what we're trying to do is get people's attention. And if you just leave it all the same, sometimes it's very interesting though. Okay, this looks good. And you could also do it here too. Sharpening the knife makes carving, okay. Sharpening the knife, you could stop there with a bold. So that's just something. That's just an idea. Then you got the compound. Okay. You did good. Oh, you can take off the header here on every page.
Gotcha.
Okay. I forgot about that. So you got header. And I've done the same thing, Lynn. So just go through all these pages and take the header off. You know, or you could even put introduction and you could put tools needed. And then this one you could say carving knives or whatever. You could change it or just take it out completely. Sometimes if it doesn't let you take it out, Lynn, just highlight it and try to get the same color. And then it will fade in the background automatically. Okay, so we're going down. Okay, you got that. You got the compounds. This looks good. The leather strap, I want to point out. So do the same thing, Lynn. Just take a decision here. Maybe even on this one, just go the first compound in 2 forms. And then stop there because they'll read the next where it says powder and stick. And then you could do the same thing. I use flex cut wooden base strap. That's a strap, right? Not a strap?
No, it is strap.
Oh, it is strap. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. See, I didn't know. Here you will see a yellow crayon. Okay, got it. If you buy flex strap, you will usually receive. Okay, that's good. Lynn, you've done a really good job, actually.
Thank you.
Okay, you use a Kevlar carving glove. So this has Kevlar right on the glove itself, huh?
It's woven in the fabric, the Kevlar is.
For most people that don't know what Kevlar is, Kevlar is used for like bulletproof vest. It's actually a high-end plastic that's actually stronger than steel. I know Kevlar very well. So that's wise. Say that again?
They also use it for shark gear.
For shark gear?
Yeah. The armor that you wear when you dive for sharks.
That's
is
smart.
done with Kevlar.
God, I'd wear 2 of those suits, Lynn. We get sharks here in Florida too, once in a while. Thank God I've never seen one. Let's hope that is always like that. Okay, so great protection. Wear the glove on one hand. These gloves are rubber dotted. Okay, you've got a little bit different color here. You got the gray and then you got the black. So I
didn't notice that.
Yeah, and then you may want to put these back 1 space, and then just highlighting that in black. Thumb guards, of course. I like those, so you don't cut your finger off. Are used on the left on the hand that holds the knife. That makes sense. Their purpose is to protect your thumb from a paring cut. Okay, Lynn, you did great. And Lynn, in some of your software, can I ask you this? When you crop it, can you put a border on some of your software that you have?
Sure can.
I would put a black thin border. Because
Okay.
when you use your own pictures, I've noticed this. Sometimes our pictures aren't always the best. These are good, but just put a little thin black border. That'll pop it. So just put that little border on. I want to see your book too when you finish up. It really is looking pretty good. Okay, thumb guards are used. That holds the knife. Okay, that's good. Of course, you can also buy leather. Okay. Let me see something here. Image, I have two different kinds of thumb guards. One is regular. Okay, you may want to put, let me see this. Oh, you're pretty tight here. You've used up pretty much all the space. And
I tried.
No, you did. You really did. I want to try to put another title in, or I don't know if you can fit anything under thumb guards.
Yeah, I should be able to.
You may want to put something in there that says something about the thumb guards just besides that. You may want to put, protection for all needs or some sort of bullet that'll make people really think twice.
Okay.
Or, safety, thumb guards, safety for your fingers or something like that. Really just a little title right underneath there. So it explains it before they start reading.
Yep, makes sense.
Okay, it doesn't matter which method you choose. They do the same job. Okay, let me see. Of course, take the header off again right here. Let me see. Okay, is this a capital in this font? This is a capital O.
Yes.
That's a really wild O, isn't it? I like it. It's just it really kind of set me back. That things like that draw my attention. So it's in a good way. It really is.
Okay.
Okay, I've heard enough keeping the price. Leather guards cost under $5. This is something that I've learned a long time ago in some of the books. You see where you put $5 here or five?
Yep.
Take this out and put the $ 5.00.
Okay.
Because people always gravitate to numbers. When people see numbers, their radar shoots to the number.
Okay.
Okay, so if you got something that's like that, let's pull the people in. Okay, doesn't matter which method you choose; they all do the same job protecting your skin. Okay, that's good. That's good. Glue and accelerator. There are a lot of different glues being sold today. Okay, CA glue, of course. Oh, you know what? Right here, highlight this, bold it. Okay, where it says Stynacrylic glue or whatever it is. Yeah, bold that sucker right there. Okay. That looks good. And okay, that's good. You got a little more space here. If you can add anything, maybe even just a heading. I don't know. I'm trying to think here. That still looks good. That looks real good. You could use a little more text here, but let's just see where it goes. Be careful with the glue. It's similar to super glue. You're going to stick your fingers together. Okay, that's what you said. You glued my fingers together. Don't worry, though. You can remove it by rubbing acetone. Okay, finger polish or, things like that. You can also buy, glue remover, the cast. Okay. Right here, bold this. Be careful with this glue.
Okay.
And then you can put here, you can also buy glue remover. Bold it. And then CA is an instant accelerator. I would do that for this just to kind of prop it up and put it into the people's faces a little greater.
Okay.
Okay, sandpaper. I use 3M sandpaper in coarse grip. Okay, let's reword this. I use coarse grit 3M sandpaper.
Okay.
So I use coarse grit 3M sandpaper and then put medium 120 grit and fine 220 grit. And then I would bold this and make the font a little bit larger because that's a good heading and title. Okay, the higher number of the sandpaper, the finer the grit. Okay, that's good. That's real good. You may want to bold that first line too. That's very important for this whole page. That kind of explains
Okay.
the grit. And then
I
here,
see a theme going here.
you see what?
I see a theme going here
What thing? My
with
mouse?
your theme with the highlighting
Oh, the theme.
every beginning of the paragraph.
Yeah, it's because you're writing a book. This is interesting. I really like these how-to books because they sell. Information sells and sells and sells. Yeah, so just do that because if you don't, I get lost and maybe I'm just stupid. But if I see something highlighted, I'll read the first sentence because a lot of us don't go through everything and I need to be caught. Okay, when done carrying a carving, you don't always have to have it at the very beginning either, Lynn. Sometimes you can do something like use 120 grit sandpaper on this paragraph just because you want to get their attention. So that looks good. Okay, we're going to scroll down a little bit more. White lead pencil. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, you're going to try to put a little black frame on this, right? On some of these?
Yep.
Okay. Good, good, good. Good for you. I use a quilting pencil with white lead to draw the doors and windows on the dark colored bark. Okay. Okay, that's really interesting. Okay. That's a quilting pencil. Okay, you may want to highlight that too right there. I use a quilting pencil with white lead. Boom. Don't worry about losing your marks while cutting. You can always redraw them. Okay, that's good. White lead refills. You did great by giving people the information where to find everything. That's very important. And what you might want to do, and I know this sounds a little crazy, is I don't know if you'll have much room, but you may want to, on some of these things, like click here and take them to a website where they could purchase some of the items.
Okay, I can do that.
You know what I'm saying? Click here to purchase or something, or just something that will carry them over on some of the stuff that you got. Because I think that's wise. You could even put it, you could even have a ledger at the very end, a page that shows a picture, a mini picture of each, and say, click here to purchase your items or whatever.
Good idea.
If you use, okay, the kind of white pencil is easier to use because, and people will use you and buy your book because you're giving them everything. It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a website called Thingiverse, Thingiverse. And you guys should write this down. It's called Thingiverse. And it's a 3D website where people put in their 3D, you know, they print something in 3D, but it's all free. But what they do is they give you the whole schematics and they give you the files so you can print anything for free. You can print anything from a plate to a car or an airplane. I mean, they got the wildest things on the site, but it's called Thingiverse. And at the very end, the people give you the list of all the different places you can buy the tools and the parts and all that stuff. And it really helps out as you go forward. So this is something, Lynn, too, that you're similar to them in many ways. I kind of like it. Okay, bark, cottonwood. Okay, let me see.
Oh, that was lined up when I printed it.
Was it? Okay. You know, it's drawn my attention, I got to say. But I see what you're saying. You may want to put a / and then put bark, cottonwood.
Okay.
And then here, of course, you can highlight again. I use cottonwood bark. It's great for beginner carvers. Cottonwood bark is just that. Okay, this looks good. Where do you get the cottonwood, by the way?
I order it online.
You don't get it in Texas?
No, we don't have very many cottonwood trees here.
I wonder where it comes from. Where the cottonwood, where more, you know, the cottonwoods are. Probably in the higher mountains,
yeah,
I was going to say.
Colorado's got a lot of them.
Yeah, I've seen them before. I've seen them up in Montana before. They're a high altitude tree, I think.
Yep. And when they shed their flowers, it looks like it's snowing.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. There is some beautiful trees in the forest. I'll tell you that. Well, that's great. Okay. Cottonwood is just bark. It's the bark of the cottonwood tree. Okay. So now we come down. The more forest fires the cottonwood tree goes through, the thicker the bark becomes. Okay, let's reword that just a little bit. When there are more forest fires, comma, the cottonwood tree goes through the cottonwood tree grows a thicker bark. Something like that.
Okay.
Just kind of reword this paragraph. I would. The thicker the bark, the more detail you can carve into it, and the more. This is good. It's kind of like what we're trying to say. All in all, I'm giving it very high marks, really. Talent. Don't worry, you can do it. Now, when you mean talent, right? Don't worry about being someone who's never tried it. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay, talent. Don't worry, you can do it. As far as I'm concerned, you don't need talent to carve. Anyone that practices can become a good carver. Okay, let me see. Talent. Don't worry, you can do it. Okay, that's good. By participating in the beginners wood carving, it's easy to become an artist in wood carving. Okay, the more carving you can do, the better you get, and the more detail will appear in your creations. You can do this. Oh, is this what you did right here?
Yep.
Now, what did you put this on?
That's on a crystalline rock.
Where do you get the crystalline rock, by any chance?
I got it at a rock shop in Arizona.
Right outside of Phoenix, by some chance?
Yep.
What was the name of that little town? I've probably been there.
I don't remember it right offhand.
I know Arizona well, and those little shops are amazing, and the rocks and the minerals. That looks cool. So you carved this baby.
Yep.
So that's just
a simple house.
It's just a simple house with its roof, and you've got the tree more or less next to it, correct?
Yep.
And then you put here just some moss or something?
Yep, that's what it is. Moss.
And then little pea gravel right here, and some other little gravel or something in there?
Yep.
And this is other bark right next to it.
Yeah. The bark that's on the other side of the moss all the way to the tree is all one piece.
So this is all one piece.
Yep.
That's very cool. I like your little chimney, so to speak. Or is that a steeple or whatever it is?
It's a chimney.
It's cool. You did great. I mean, how long does this usually take you to make something like this?
If you're experienced, you can do all that in a day.
Really? That is so interesting.
The beginner can have a house done from scratch to finished product in 6 weeks with a class. And that's once a week.
Do you teach the class?
Yes, I do.
Do you have on here where the class is?
Not yet. I'm going to do an online class.
Okay, this is what I would do because you've pulled everybody in here. And let's go to the thank you real quick. Thank you for reading this book. I hope you enjoyed the overview of carving tools and materials. Lynn, you got a real flair for it. You did really good on the book. I must say, you really did. I'm very impressed. So what I would do is add a page here, Lynn.
Okay.
And I would put training classes, and then put your link. And then do you have a members area on your website?
I'm going to. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay, I want to give you, I mean, who are you using for your website development by some chance?
WordPress.
Okay, how do you like WordPress?
I love it. All my sites are done in WordPress.
Good. If you're used to WordPress, keep going with WordPress. If you're new to WordPress, it takes a learning curve. It definitely does.
Yeah, it's difficult to learn.
Well, good for you. And WordPress has every plugin under the site, so you can put a member's plugin to WordPress easily.
Yep.
Because you want people to be able to come to your website, They can log in, they can have a username and password, and they can pretty much see what they ordered, and you can drop the files in there for the trainings or whatever, so to speak. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I would add another page in here and just put in your training and link it over to your website and give them a little bit of understanding. What you did here, Lynn, is really, really nice. You're very talented, and I would definitely keep pushing it. Don't just write the ebook. You know, it's funny though, the ebook could make you more than anything, because a lot of people are lazy. They'll buy the book thinking they can just do it, and then some may never do it, but at least they buy the ebook, you know?
Right.
I mean, how much are you going to sell this book for, or do you have a price for it yet?
I'm not sure. What would you suggest?
It's a good point. If you go too expensive, people will not buy it. If you go too cheap, they won't buy it. So you've got to be in a range. Let's ask everybody that's on the. Let's ask everybody. Let me ask some people. Everybody that's on the call, what would you? We need your opinions. Let's help Lynn out here. So, what do you guys think the price should be? Everybody who's on the call right now, just throw a number in. Let's get a roundabout number. Come on, everybody, help Lynn out here, as we're going to help you in the future. So let's see what you guys can put in. So let's put in a number, guys. Come on. Let's put a number in. Let's see what people are going to say, Lynn. Okay, some people are
Don't
saying.
be shy, guys.
No, they're not. They're putting their numbers in. Keep going. Come on, baby. Let's roll. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, some people are saying, okay, I'm going to give the average price. We're all the way down to around $3 or $4, $5, $15, $13, $12, $10, $10, $7, and is given. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This is good. You may, and some people are giving some good ideas here. Thank you. Therese, I like your idea. Therese just said, and this is a great idea, $7 and is given on the back of the class. So if someone just buys the book, you could say, the average I'm seeing here is between $9 and $13, $14. So what I would do is $9.99, $9.97. Keep it under 10. It gravitates. And if someone takes your class, which you're going to charge more for, correct, Lynn?
Correct.
Then
correct.
And so I would give them a discount if they do the class eventually. You'll be able to give them a code, or just say you'll be able to track their email. You'll be able to track them somehow, some way. But somehow maybe you can give them a coupon code or something. I don't know if your WordPress will do that. A lot of sites do now. But if they purchase the book, then you give them a discount on the class, or vice versa.
Okay.
Let me see here.
Is there a way that we can sell the book to some people and give it away to other people?
Yes. Yes. My system does it, and I'm sure yours does. What you want to do is have coupon codes. And there you can do, most of the time you can't give a coupon code for free, but you can give them a code and saying, free today or something, or 99% off. And sometimes if it's $10, they may have to pay 50 cents or something, but it's coupon codes is what you'll do. So check it out. Like one of my sites it'll do it all day long. And that's what I would do, is give them a coupon code and say, come on in, you get a discount today. Okay, let me see. Someone else is saying something. People are saying, okay. Yeah, people are saying your book is really good.
Thanks, guys.
And someone mentioned the little city in Arizona. They were saying Quartzsite, Arizona. I don't know if that's the town that you went to, but that's one of the towns someone mentioned. Do and not, and this is a great idea from David. David just shot something here too. Have you done videos before, Lynn?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a capture tool that you can capture and record on the screen at the same time and use your voice?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Then I would do a video, and this is from David, is show some of your parts, like on the glue you know, you may add a short little video, how to do the glue so you don't glue your fingers together, how to do the knives. So somehow, some way, set up a camera or find a video and do some short little videos, and you can, in the PDF, you can say how to do the glue video, how to do the knives video, how to do the sandpaper video, something like that. That's a good idea. So you can take people to the next level. The more info you get, the more value, and the more they'll buy your book. No doubt.
Okay, I'll try that.
Okay, I give coupon codes in my books for classes. Ariane is saying that. Thank you, Ariane. That's great. So somebody's saying they give coupon codes for the ebooks. Put a time limit on the coupon code. And HS Sqribbler, Fuller, that's a good idea. So some of the coupon codes will give you a time limit. You can go a day, 2 days, a week, 2 weeks. You can put a time limit on them. Don't leave them open if you don't have to.
Okay.
Because what happens is people will give the code to somebody else, and then that code could be used. A lot of codes nowadays can only be used once, but some of the coding, the people are right. It can be used and used and used. So just make sure you can use it once, or it's got a time limit of several days. You put the the quickness to it, and it makes people hurry up to purchase.
Right.
Put a time limit on the coupon code. I like it. Okay. So that's some of the ideas. And so I think the average price is around $9.99. I think that's what I would do.
Okay.
And just give a little more value. Try to throw some videos in there. Try to throw where to get the parts list. So write that down and have a page where it's the parts list.
Yep, got that.
Okay. And I think that would be very cool. You've done a great job. And then what I would do too, I would add some more pictures. I would put another picture next to this one, Lynn, if you possibly can.
Okay.
Because your stuff is really, really good. If you can, put 4 pictures in. Because they are
I can do that.
Yeah, they're simply amazing. I mean, you're very talented. So, and Lynn says, I hope you all enjoyed this overview of the carving tools and materials that are required to start your first wood carving. This ebook was brought to you by Lynn Clay, courtesy of Carved Fairy Houses. Very nice. I'm going to clap for you. Great job, Lynn. But Lynn, this was very enlightening, I think, for all of us. It was very nice, very sweet, and I thought it was it's very cool. You taught me a bunch of things just by going through it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. When you do get it done, bring it back to us, and we'll just fly through it, kind of show people some of the updates and some of the upgrades that you might have done.
Okay, I do have a question about it though.
Yeah, go ahead.
On the front cover, if you can scroll back to that, there's the picture of the woman.
Yeah.
Now that's the back layer. How do I replace that back layer without losing the flowers and the purple front layers?
That is a good question. Because
I used the template with this.
This is an image. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so the only thing I could think of, see, this is going to take some fancy photoshopping, so to speak.
Okay.
Like Photoshop, I could go in here and I think it would crop this, and then I could take this out. The only problem I would have, no, there would be no problem. And then I could put another color on it, and then I could drop a picture on it. So the first thing you would do is use your editor, and it'll automatically go around all the flowers and around the purple. Am I correct?
Hopefully.
Mine will, or Photoshop will. And then what I would do is it would completely circle all this stuff, and then I would it allows me to wipe this all out, and it won't touch this.
Okay.
It'll block it. I don't know if yours will do that. And then you could pull up another picture, you copy it, come back to this picture, right click, paste, and then you can move it around wherever you want.
Okay.
And I know that sounds a little bit harder.
Well, yeah, I'm a little more complicated, but that's okay.
I mean, what were you thinking? What were you thinking about putting on there?
I want to put one of my carvings there instead of her.
That's a great idea. That is a great idea.
That brings me to, considering this was a template, where do we go to give an idea for the Sqribble features of like upcoming things? If we have an idea of a feature that we think that they might want to put into the Sqribble program, where do we go?
You've
Where
got
do we go for that?
you've got support, right?
Yeah.
Have you talked to Jeffet?
No, not yet.
He is support. It's Japhet. Jeffet is wonderful. And he does get to everybody. It may take him a day or so. He's halfway across the world. But you may want to say, hi, Jeffet, Japhet. And just get a little personal and then ask him some of the things that you want to put in. What are some of the items you're thinking?
Well, an undo button would be really nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I had to redo things because there was not an undo button.
No, I agree with you. And the only thing they have is the arrow that looks like an undo that actually says save, but they auto save so fast you can't undo. Am I correct?
Yes.
I know what you're talking about. Send it to Jeffet and see if you can do a go back, an error fix basically.
Right.
And you're right. The
Also,
autosave helps, but yeah, it's kind of like a kill shot. It doesn't help when I always mess up too and do the same thing.
it would also help if you could rotate your pictures once you're in your project working with them.
Okay, Sqribble, it says here, Sqribble doesn't autosave. Okay, Yvonne might be right about that. I always think it does autosave, or am I thinking of I do so many programs. Okay, so Yvonne is saying it doesn't. I thought it did autosave. Maybe it doesn't.
I thought it does too, but maybe it doesn't.
But if it doesn't, we still can't. If anybody knows this, we can't take it back. Like if you do an error, you put content in, usually you can hit the go back button or history. Yeah. No, we have to save every few minutes. Okay, so it doesn't have the autosave, but we do have to save it every few minutes. It asks us to, of course. Control Z. Well, yeah, that's going to save it. That's not going to take it back though, Therese. Okay, and people are getting into the programming controls, which I like. I don't know if people know how to do a lot of that stuff. Okay, I did replace the template picture. Okay, let me see. I also use this cover. When you click on the image, does it highlight in the editor? This is Tracy giving us some information about your picture here. When you click on the image, does it highlight in the editor to the side? It's been experiment. Yeah. I don't think it does. I think this is a static image which you can't edit unless you take it in yourself. I'm pretty sure.
Well, you can edit it, but the only editing you can do is to replace it with a whole new screen.
A whole new picture.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that would be everything. The picture, the purple, the flowers, everything.
Okay, let me try something here. Okay, I got the picture, right? And I'm going to do this for you later. I'm just going to see. I don't want to freeze up, but let me just see if I can do it for you. I'll try it later. I'm going to see start capture. Just watch this, guys. I just shrunk it, which I can do. Let me just see something here. Okay, I'm just going to go there. I'm going to get out of this. Okay, let me see if I've got the picture up here. No, it's not. I'm going to do it later, Lynn. You send it to me. I'm going to capture this on my own, and I'm going to take it into Photoshop, and if I can get it done, I'll send it back to you. What I'll do is just try to white it out at first and give it back to you. And then if you need some more help, at least we can communicate.
Okay.
But I think it might work. So I'll see what I can possibly do. So I'm going to put it back up to 100%. And there we go. Okay, and people are saying different things. We're going to try some different things on the undo, but I think that's a good idea on much of the stuff that we are doing here. But Lynn, once again, thank you. You did a great job If I had to grade you, AA, A+.
Thank you. Thanks for all your support, guys, too.
Yes, I hope you guys heard that. Okay, and it says Design Beast to edit photo. Okay, so go to the editing on the computer itself. Okay, people are giving us a lot of ideas, and we'll see what we can do to get into it a little bit more. But once again, thank you so much, Lynn. Really appreciate it.
You are welcome. Thank you for critiquing it.
Oh, you did a great job. I didn't critique much, but it, you know, we can always use some help. But thanks again. Okay, I'm going to go back to Sqribble. Okay, let me see where I'm at here. Hang on one second, folks. I'm going to go into here. Then I'm going to jump into here. Okay. Okay, thank you, Lynn. I just muted you back, Lynn, so I won't give you, there won't be any feedback coming through. But thanks again. Okay, we're back to the page here, everybody. And what I'm going to show you right now is I had done a little more work, of course, on the Book of Armor. And we only have a little bit of time left. We have about another 20, 30 minutes, of course. And I do want to kind of go through a few things here and show you guys some of the stuff that I think. And I do want to ask you guys a few questions here. Basically, is anybody that's on tonight, are you guys what is the biggest issue with doing your ebook? If you guys could give me any feedback so I can kind of understand where people are really need the help, basically. What is the hardest part? Is it starting out? Is it finding content? Is it writing content? Is it time? Is it family? You know, if you guys can give me any sort of feedback on what's the biggest issue with starting your ebook, because personally, we all have issues with time, and we all have issues with different things that we do. Like myself, what I do is I work better under pressure. Personally, I really do. When I have something that needs to be done, I don't ever really blow it off. But a lot of times I'm busy doing so many things. I'll do it at night, or I'll hit it during the weekend when I have a couple hours here and there. Oh yes, we do have another one here. I think we looked at it before, but I'll see if I can pull it up again. Okay, people are giving me a lot of feedback here. Let me just kind of fire back. Let me see what we have going in. Okay, is it possible? Okay. The time it takes to complete the book. Yes, of course. I wish I had. Okay, let me see. Sometimes when I add on the page disappears, never to be found. Yes, I know that. People are saying that too. When you're doing the book sometimes and you're adding, if you're duplicating something or you add something at the very bottom, it goes away. And then you got to add it again. I don't know why it does that. I think it just pulls off the page. Maybe there's not enough room. And I've seen that before also. It's learning to use the software. Okay. So I was going to do a video this week on the complete software. I was going to walk through making a book just to help people out. Is there many people that need to learn the tools better? I mean, really, don't know anything about the QR codes. We'll get more into the QR codes. Okay. Yes. A lot of people are saying yes, please, on the tools. Yes. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, I need more input. Anybody else that needs help with the tools or like doing pictures and things like that? And my advice is, like Lynn had, I don't know what it was called. I think it was Design Beast. Yes, it was Design Beast. Yes, the tools. One thing I always keep saying is Snagit, you guys, or Design Beast, or whatever you want to use. That is the tool I use the most. I use Snagit more than anything. It captures videos. It captures pictures. It captures. You can do videos with it. You can get on the screen and you can hit, you can outline the whole frame, and then you can just hit record and you can keep talking, pointing your mouse saying, go here, do that, do this, and it will do everything for you. That's why I like Snagit, because when you're doing video ebooks or you're capturing things, it'll change your entire concept on this. And I'll get more into it. I'm going to do an ebook on how to use the tools. I'm going to add it within the Book of Armor, so to speak. I'm going to get deep into it. And yes, it does take a while to learn the tools. Yes, I see that. Yep. A lot of people are asking questions about it right now. And I do understand. And the tools are sometimes the hardest part. They're not difficult. You just have to know the path, basically. You have to have the guidance. And I do understand that. It took me years to go through it. Okay. And Mary you asked if we could go through your book real quick. I think what we'll do, Mary if that's okay, if we could do that next week. I do want to tell you something. Another person sent their ebook in, and we did go through it. It was on the success book. So what I would like you to do, Mary is go to the Sqribble page, and there's the videos that we upload every week. Last week's video had that when we critiqued before. Your book was in there, as I remember. I don't know if we went through it completely because you weren't on the call, so I did walk through it. So go into it, and Mary what I'll do is I'll go back to it too. But I think we did critique it. The first book was another book that we did, and we need for you to go look at the video and just see. I'm pretty sure we went through your book, but I'll go through it again this next week. We don't have a lot of time to go through it, so I think that would be best if we could go through it next week. So right now what I'm going to do is go through a couple pages here. I'm going to show you guys what I did this week within here and what I spoke about. Now, of course, I always go back to Snagit, Screencast-O-Matic, and everything else, and you guys should get one of these. Snagit is $60. When I bought it, it was a lot cheaper than that, but it's a one-time fee. Wonderful. You may want to check out Screencast-O-Matic and Shampoo, but I don't know these, but I know Snagit. To me, this is the number one tool that you should have. Of all the tools, you should have this because you can edit a lot of things. Like Lynn and I were just talking about putting a frame around a picture. You can snag the picture. You can put arrows pointing at it and verbiage on it saying, go here. Or you can put borders around the picture. You can put verbiage in everywhere. You can add highlights. It does so much, and it captures the videos, and you can edit the video, and it's just amazing for what you get for such a low price. So remember, Snagit. Okay, this is something I want to get with you guys too. And this is something that I wrote up, and this is for people, that have a hard time writing an ebook or even getting started. And okay, I'm just looking again, put time in the coupon, okay. Okay, I just want to get started again. Are you trying to write an ebook and have no idea where to start? This is a lot of people. This is even myself when I get started. You want to write something that's really interesting to the end user. If you want to go global, then travel, sports, fast cars, the choices are endless. Of course, you guys know that. If you want to go global with it, do something like that. If you want to be more specific, then we call that a niche. That's like wood carving that we just did with Lynn. That is actually a niche. It's limited, but it has a direct and a specific target, the target being the story. Now, Lynn actually told the story here with her ebook. She told the story on how to do it, the tools that you need. I thought it was very, very good. And that's what a story does. It kind of starts from start to finish and gives you the tools, so to speak, to understand what the story's about. Be it it's a story that you're helping people figure out something, or it's a story that you had written in your head that you just want to get out there, that that will really press upon people's their thoughts. So let's get creative and think about something right now, this moment, without having any ideas at this time. Now, when I wrote about this, I wrote this page. I just wrote it on the fly, and I just wrote thinking. Okay, I got it. Let's talk about people in general and how they start doing something creative. I had no idea what I was writing here. This is just kind of how I do it. I know that people do great things, and the best-selling author to a scientist, opera singer, everyday people, who has not hit their mark as of yet. And a lot of you, that's a lot of you. The more you write, the more you're going to hit something. When you're inspired, you get more inspired with the more output you put upon. That's the way it works. And I've got to tell you, it's just the way it works. Many times what I have seen is, and I've seen this a lot, many times from what I have seen is great inspired people are hard to duplicate. When you really find someone who's really, really good at something, those people a lot of times are far and few between. I'm not saying it's impossible, but out of 100 people, and I've said this before, 5 are usually really, really good, and 1 out of 100 is that hard to duplicate, once in a lifetime person. It just happens, and the numbers don't lie. And luck may be only 10%, but 90% of the time that person has something deep within the needs, within that needs to get out there. Now, many of you here, everybody has it. It's just a matter of how much effort you want to throw out. And that's what I've seen with many, many people in the past. I've worked with a lot of great people online, some of the best online marketers, some of the best people that have made millions and millions of dollars throughout the years. I've flown all around the country, been in a lot of these seminars and these meetings, and personal friends of mine, and they've done very, very well, very well. Okay, what I want you guys to think, greatness comes from hard work and being focused. The can I do it? I have no time. Someone is better than me. That's what we call loser thoughts. Don't ever say that. Don't instill in your mind, I can't do it. Don't say, I don't have time. Just don't even say it. If you don't have the time, don't say it. Just go on, but don't instill it into your brain, because the more you instill, your brain will come back and say, I don't have time. The brain works in a funny way. Everybody knows you have a conscience and you do have a subconscious. And basically, what I'm doing right now is my conscience. It's making the decisions. It's doing this meeting right now. It's doing everything else. The subconscious is something like when you're driving and all of a sudden you realize you drove for 10 miles and you didn't even realize you were driving. That's kind of how your subconscious works. It can control things, but it doesn't really control the main output of your focus. But your subconscious is very important. So when you put something in that I can do it, it's going to go to your inner self, and eventually you're going to condition and program yourself that you can do it. Now, I'm not just saying this to you to be, to be preaching to you guys. I've been marketing now for back into the way back. I got to say, I've been marketing back into the 90s, late 80s. I actually have. And the first thing that we understood was when you just think it can't be done, all of a sudden something pops and you change something and everything hits the next day. I've actually done this many times, and I wanted to say this to you guys, where at 2 or 3 in the morning, we have actually changed something on one of our websites or something crazy. And I'm not kidding you. All of a sudden we were making 30 grand a month. And in the last couple of weeks before that, we were hardly making anything, but we made a few changes and sure enough, it happened. Okay. And this is what I said earlier, out of 100 people, 5 can be very successful. 1 out of the 5 becomes really successful. And the numbers never have to be this way. It's only because, people at times, people just don't have the drive all the time, and you need to have the drive. Now, when I say the loser part strikes deep in the heart for many people, I don't want to be abrupt, but I'm saying that and I'm not targeting anybody, even myself. I mean, we all have the times where we're not, very direct on what we want to do, but we all have it in ourselves. And the one thing I always say to people is, don't ever say, I can't do it. And you don't want to say things like, if you say things that really put yourself down or make you feel bad, it kind of gets instilled into your brain and it doesn't help. So I'm just trying to say, stay as focused as you can. Even when you're down and out, try to stay up. Try to condition yourself, because it's amazing. And I know this is crazy. It's amazing when you stay up and you stay focused and you're going to make money. You're going to do it. You're going to sell it, but you don't alter. You don't think, God, I hope they buy it. I don't know if they will. If you say that, they're going to read it when you talk to them or email them or whatever you're doing. They're going to read it and they're going to say, I don't know. But when you're positive and you push it and it sells. And I am here to tell you guys, it works. I mean, I've sold 2 ebooks in the last couple months. I've got a 3rd one going out right away. And I've got a lot of other projects going. And what I always do when I email somebody, I'll go back and critique it. I don't say things like, if you want this, let me know. I'll write that at times. And then I'll go back through it and say, when do you want this? I need to know right away. So I take the if out and put the when do you want this instead of if you want this. I change it up. You need to do this. It works. Your brain has a weird way of doing things. And it's the difference with you making pennies or making tens of thousands of dollars. And I got to say, I don't know if you want to call it, spiritual, if you want to call it the supreme energy source, God, whatever. It's really in you. It's really within each of us. And you have to reword how you feel and what you say. It's very, very important. I can't say it enough. And whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. I'm just telling you on what I've seen. Like right here, what I say is, we're in a lifeboat together, and many of us share drifting slowly away. I can tell you firsthand, when you say, I am always broke, I cannot pay my bills, you need to reverse this. Even though at the moment you cannot pay your bills, reverse what you said. Just don't say it. You know it, but you may want to say something like, boy, I know I'm going to get this. I am going to get this contract. I am going to sell a whole bunch of ebooks. I'm going to do this. And it's weird. It happens. Things actually happen when you instill it. If you put doubt in your mind, you're not going to get it, because I don't know what it is, guys, but it's just the way it is. I don't look left or right. I just go straight ahead. And at all times, I say the same things. I do things all the time that aren't always positive, and I go backwards. And then all of a sudden, I catch myself and I say, okay, I'm going to reverse that, and I'm going to reword it and target different things. I've been very lucky and blessed in many things in my life, and I have to tell you this: at the very 11th hour, and I write about this, things have came to me out of the blue, out of the sky. It's like, how did that happen? And you know what? It's happened because I stayed focused and I stayed positive, and I just knew that it would work. And simply enough, most of the time it does work, and you want to be careful, and I always say, have you ever wished for, prayed for, demanded, your thoughts in life needs to get better for you? And then, of course, like I said, the 11th hour, it changes. It's happened to me so many times. I can't figure it out, but there is a magical key, and it is within each of us, basically. So, if you may say, being positive doesn't work, the hardest part is controlling it minute by minute every day. And a lot of us are having problems with our bills, paying the groceries. Look at the world today. There's a lot of issues out there. And many of you are well secure and okay and fine, and that's wonderful. But there's a lot of people out there that are struggling, and everybody, if whoever says money doesn't buy happiness, okay, whatever you want to say, that's fine. That's up to you. I like money. I like money a lot. But money gives me security and gives me the focus with my family. It gives me confidence. I'd rather have money and be sad than broke and sad. Let's just put it that way. Is money everything? No. Family is first, and being driven and having confidence. When you have money, you're confident. When you're broke, you're not confident. That's just the way it is. So really truly believe it, what happens. And then what I say here is shut up and stop thinking, don't put yourself back. Always think positive and always go forward. Your thoughts bring results. It always does. And I do want to say this: there is an aura around each of us. Now, and I want you guys to try this out. I want you guys to do something and say, and when you're around people and you're thinking of people, think of yourself as really a kind person, and think of yourself as really, people like me. People really do like me. I'm a good person. I'm great. I'm wonderful. Say it all. And just, you know who you are. And deep down, you're nice. You're great. Just say that and watch how people react, and do this for a couple days. It doesn't just happen in 1 hour or 2 hours, but do this. People will gravitate towards you. People will start wanting to be around you more. Think of yourself as the best thing since sliced pie or whatever, but really truly believe it, because you are good. You are great. You truly are. And you'll see that people will read you at a different class, and better things just happen. It really does. It always has. I mean, there's people that I meet, and right off the bat, you think, wow, this person is amazing. This person truly has a gift. And, you're just amazed. There's people that walk into a room and you're just you're amazed by them because of their confidence, the way they hold themselves. It's just the way it is. Now, what I've said here too is, you can call it God, you can call it your supreme energy source, you name it. It's your beliefs. It's who you are. It really is inside of each of us. It truly is. Each one of us has to motivate ourselves. We need positive feedback in our own mind. So instead of saying I'm broke, I can't afford it, I can't pay the bills, don't say it. And a lot of times we'll say things about other people because we're jealous. You may say something like, how does that person do it? How does that person have all the money in the world and they're doing this and they're doing that? Wish them well, because the more you wish other people well, the more things that'll happen good for you. It truly works. Just if you want to be hateful in your mind, you're going to be a hateful person. If you want to be positive, you're going to be a positive person. You're going to be more likable. Just know it does work. And and a lot of things I do want to say is, have you ever noticed that people that you can trust in the past, years ago, you could trust people a lot better than what it is today? Nowadays, it's your family, and you can't trust all your family even, but a lot of times it's your close inner family that you can really trust in life. And a lot of us always say, hey, I want to help the world. I want to do this. I want to do that. That's great. Do that. Help the world. But you have to know, would people do it for you too? I'm not saying stop helping people. Please, you have to. We all have that gift. But just keep the interest of your family, your kids, keep the inner family close. That's all I can say, because the world has changed in the last 5-10 years, and it's a different world than it was 15, 20 years ago. And the only people that can make it better is each one of us. So I want you guys to dig deep if you want to be, very, very successful. And I really want you guys to focus on reversing negative things that you're saying to yourself each week. Because what I'm seeing here is a lot of you people should be selling these ebooks, should be, marketing. And of course you don't know how, but you want to learn how. And that's what I'm here for, is to help you guys out. So I really want you guys to start digging deep within yourselves. Do this, do these health. And if you guys want to go to self-help books or positive, this and that, go ahead and do what you feel will help you out. All I can say is I never look at people as competition, because I know people are much better than me, and I know people are much worse off than I am, but I never look that way. I just focus on myself as being very positive and go forward. Do I have down days? Of course. Do we all have down days? We do. But you got to pull it out. You got to take it out and throw it away, and just really focus on reversing the bad things that you say and change it up. And don't wish harm on anybody by, saying something, being jealous on people. Just be focused and stay motivated on what you're doing. It's really important to me to see that for you guys. I really want you guys to be focused and stay ahead of the game, so to speak, because I've seen people, I've seen so many people in my lifetime that have been the biggest losers you've ever seen. And then, like I've said before, a year or two later, they come back and they're the most positive, outgoing, amazing person you would never have thought of, that has came out of their shell and have done something really, really great. So it's not, you don't want to look back either. You don't want to look at your past and make excuses for yourself, like, oh, I grew up a poor person in this city and this and that. Don't do that. Just think of today and go forward, because that will bring back memories that'll hurt you. And if you want to do better today, because you can't bring back yesterday, you can only go forward. So it's really wise that you guys stay focused with today. Don't go yesterday. Don't do it. Just go today, and just know it's a new day, and you can change how you think, how you're doing things. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is because with your ebooks and everything else, if you're positive and you're motivated and you're driven and you're all this good stuff, you're going to wake up, and it's going to really change how you guys, look at your business and look at life. So, I guess that's all I can say for tonight, you guys. Next week, what I'd like to do is try and have some ebooks sent to me if you can. That would be great. But I'm going to work on tools next week, and it's just really important. And I'm seeing some people, saying some things here, and it's so true, and it is. People are really kind of know and get to know. Okay, I'm trying to read some of these things. Ebook. Okay. And a lot of people are asking how, to get your book out, how to get people to find your ebook. Marketing, marketing, marketing. And I see that. It is very, very important for a lot of people on how to get your ebook out. And I'll get more into this. I got to say, get a YouTube channel. It's free. Go get a Gmail. Gmail is tied into YouTube. Go get it. There is a ton of how to do your YouTube channel. It's easy, easy, easy. And it'll take you minutes really to set it up. But you do need those tools. Remember, Snagit is one of those tools that you'll use for setting up YouTube or setting up anything, websites, ebooks, whatever. You guys are going to need it going forward. Okay, everybody, I think this is the end of our evening. It was a good meeting tonight. I think we had a really good, it was great. Lynn came in with her ebook, wonderful ebook. It's one of the best I've seen. It was really a lot of fun tonight. But I want you guys to really go through the week and stay focused. If you don't know the tools, I'm going to get into the tools and I'm going to do a video on it. I'm going to jump in and make an ebook. And even if it doesn't make a lot of sense, I'm going to use the tools so you guys can stop the video that I make and you can rewind, you can reuse it, and I'll go step by step on a lot of the tools. I do understand the tools very well. Am I perfect? No. Are there people that know it better than me? Of course. But, I'm going to do the best job I possibly can. I think I can get through it. But so everybody, next week, we're going to have our meeting on Tuesday again. Bring somebody to the table. If you have a partial ebook, even if you only have 1 or 2 pages, send it and say, I need help. What do I do? And we're going to go from there. So we're going to cut it off for tonight. And remember, if the one thing I gave you tonight is don't look at yesterday and reverse negative thoughts and go forward. And that'll help you writing your books and going forward in business in general. So everybody, I want you to have a great week and I'll speak to everybody next week. Lynn, thank you once again. It was a wonderful training with you tonight. I really do appreciate you. So everybody have a great evening. Take care. Good night.